How are we doing, guys? And welcome back to All Leeds TV. This has been an incredibly late live stream. I do apologise. It was a long 2 minutes. I do apologise. Just real internet problems. Basically, got to my studio, could not get any internet in there, so rushed back here. I've got going. Right, I apologise massively, guys. I do apologise massively. There's a lot of people have pointed out it's a long 2 minutes. I do apologise, but I was determined to get this done. Big thanks for you guys staying on. Just over 30 of you have stayed around waiting for me to come on live. Please smash that like button, guys, if you haven't done already. Let us know if there's any problems with sound, etc., etc. And yeah, let's get into this. So this is the starting lineup predictor. And I do want to involve you guys in this. I want this to be a live video for that exact reason. Plus, I've not done a live video for quite a long time, as you can probably tell. So let's start with, okay, there's no real debate here. Let's start first and foremost with goalkeeper. It's Illan Meslier, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's Illan Meslier. Any objections? If there is any objections, do let me know. But it's got to be Illan Meslier in goal. Let's start it with the basics. Illan Meslier in goal. The back four, then. I do feel this is the first time, probably in certainly this side of the World Cup, where we've had a real debate about this starting 11. We've got a lot of options now. You've seen, obviously, against Cardiff, we have got that depth. Maybe not so much in the defensive areas. But let's start with right back. Right back. I'm going to put it out there. I would like to see Cody Drameh get a run of games now. I really would like to see Cody Drameh get a run of games of some sort. Let us know. Who is your right back for this game? Is it Rasmus Christensen, Luke Ayling, or Cody Drameh? Let us know, guys. Let's have some votes in. Let's have some votes. Well, not votes, just comment on the chat if you would, guys. Who are you having at right back? I'm assuming that's Werber, but no, right back. Let's start with the right back first and foremost. Who are we having? Who are we having at right back? Let's get some comments in. Rasmus. Few Rasmus votes here. Scooby D2, Steve Brown. Good to see the usual names. The usual names on this. Always fantastic support on the live streams, especially. Gail Dale says Rasmus as well. Ian Ward says Rasmus. I think I'm getting outvoted here massively. But Robbie agrees with me on the Drameh take. I do think it's worth giving Drameh a chance. Apologies. Stop banging the table. Yeah, that's probably picked up quite heavily on the mic. Apologies for that. I'm excited, Andy, and I apologise. Rasmus. More Rasmus shouts here. First Luke Ayling shout off Steve. Cody Drameh. Yeah, Luke Ayling's defending on that first goal for Cardiff yesterday was shocking. There's no other word for it. So listen, we are going to agree. I'll agree with the chat here. Let's go with Rasmus Christensen. I personally go with Drameh. It's not going to happen realistically. It probably is going to be Rasmus Christensen. So let's go with Rasmus Christensen as our predicted right back for this game. I said lineup predicted. This is probably preferred lineup actually. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. Mike has nominated himself at right back. He has got a smooth turn of pace. I'll tell you this much, Mr. Michael. From All Leeds TV. He has got a sharp turn of pace, decent crossing him. He might be worth a shout. In this team. Okay, then, the centre-backs. Right, so let's hear your two centre-backs for this game. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of support for Diego Llorente. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of Diego Llorente shouts in this comments. But let's hear your shouts for centre-backs. Who are you having as centre-backs for this game? Personally, for me, I'm going to go Robin Koch on the right of the back two. And the left of the back two, I'm going to go Werber. Personally, I'd go with Werber as a left-sided centre-back. I will go into that in a second. But let's see. Scotty and Oscar. Charlie Brown says, listen, it could work. There's potential there. Not really, but I'll just play along with it. I'll play along with it. I don't want to play alongside Scotty because Scott, you'll never be able to hear yourself think alongside Scott. He's screaming and shouting at you that much. Right, let's see. So Cock and Struick, says Scooby. Just cocking his own, says Nipper. I'm only messing. Werber starts Schuin. I agree with that. No matter where he starts for me. If he's left back, left centre back, centre midfield, he does start this game for me. Steve Brown, to be fair, a lot of people agreed with me here on Verba, showing good potential at centre-back. Steve agrees. Flash agrees as well. Cock and Verba. First shout for Coops from Colin. Dream team in defence. I'm not sure if that's me and Scott or Cock and Verba. I'm not sure. I genuinely don't know at this moment in time. Verba and Cock, if they're both fit. Cooper and Verba, if fit, says Galedale, wants the left-footed centre-back pairing. Again, which is agreed with by D. Also wants Verba and Cooper. Doesn't care that they're both left-footed, which is fair enough. Chris and Phil, surely, is the centre-back pairing. It's a shout. I'd personally go Chris Kelly and Verba as a centre-back pairing if that was an option. Cock Verba as well. It seems to be the most popular combination here, which is interesting. I wasn't expecting this. I was not expecting this, in the build-up to this. Yeah, I don't want to think about that though, David. I don't want to think about the potential that Verba won't start this game because he needs to play, doesn't he? He needs to start. He really does need to start. I think, listen, it's early days. I know the standard that he's being compared to isn't especially high in terms of the form of our other centre-backs or defenders, but he has made a difference. The fact that when he came off last night, we can see 2 goals. We look a lot more open defensively. Against Cardiff, obviously, in the initial game away from home, he turned the game around at centre mid, left back against Villa, and he sort of stopped that Leon Bailey threat, I felt, when he came on for the sort of last 20 minutes or so. He has to start this game for me. He does feel like what that back four needs at this moment in time. That not so much experienced head, but someone that leads by example. And I think that is what Max Verba is for me. I think he is a leader, but more of a leader by example rather than vocally. He might be vocal as well, but let's see. Happy New Year to you too, Nige, and Happy New Year to all of you. Not done many videos in the last couple of weeks, but big happy New Year to all of you. Hope you are having a fantastic 2023 so far. 2 guys from the old Peacock, says Ian Ward, in terms of the centre-back pairing. Chris and Jack, that would be immense. Got to say, Jack, I tell you what, has got a decent left foot on him. It has to be said, he's got a decent left peg on him. Probably the best left peg in Yorkshire, I think I've heard, to be fair. So, yeah, that is a good shout as well. So it looks like the most popular options at centre-back is Robin Koch and Max Verba. Okay, so that is the right back and centre back sorted. Let's move on to left back. Okay, left back. Let's hear your shouts. Realistically, there's 2 options here. From what I can see, some people might point out other solutions. It's either Pascal Struijk or Junior Firpo. For me, it has to be Pascal Struijk. And to be fair, Steve Brown's gone Firpo. Can't believe I typed that. Yeah, I mean, Firpo, first half, I thought was okay against Cardiff, but I've not seen enough there to say, drop Struijk in favour of him. Struijk had a bad game last time out against Villa at left back. There's no denying that at all. Probably his poorest game at left back. It's almost like since he moved to centre back for that game against Cardiff, his confidence has took a real hit. But Pascal Struijk has shown his quality at times this season. He is in bad form, I will say that, but I still think he's our best option at left back. I do really think that. To be fair, there's a few Firpo shouts. I might be getting outvoted here, which I'm very, very surprised about. Dallas at left back as soon as he's fit again is something I was, to be fair, considering. To be fair, Bremner's ghost. Firpo can't defend. Firpo for now. I cannot believe this. I cannot actually believe this. The Verba one's shocked me, and this one's really shocked me. Nothing against Junior Firpo, but I'm surprised. There's not a bad feeling towards Pascal Struijk, but the fact that people want Firpo to start over Pascal Struijk, but fair enough. Listen, fair enough. If you're basing it on the last couple of games, you'd probably say Firpo has probably played the better of the 2. But yeah, I am genuinely surprised at that. But listen, this is what it's all about. It's all about debates. Let's see what happens. So it looks like the majority are saying. The majority of you guys are saying Junior Firpo. Okay. Wow, I did not think I'd be saying Junior Firpo being our predicted 11 for this game against Brentford. So, okay, let's move on to the midfield 2. This is true of Ian Ward. This was definitely true in the first half. Thurber does make Firpo better. I do think Firpo's a more natural left back, to be fair, in terms of overlapping. The shouts for Willie Nonto to start at left back. It's all good banter. It's all good banter. So, right then, okay, let's move on to the midfield. Does anyone want a different midfield? The best question is, does anyone want a different midfield to Tyler Adams and Mark Rocker? That is the first thing to start off with, because I think that's what the midfield 2 will be. That's what I think the midfield 2 should be. Does anyone want a different midfield pivot to those two? Double pivot to those two? Let us know in the comments. Or are we happy to move on here? Let us know. Let us know. So Dale is saying Adams and Rocker. C. Brown is saying Adams and Rocker. Flash is saying Adams and Rocker as well. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, I think we could probably move on pretty quickly on this one. Yeah, Dobsky agrees. Bremner's Ghost agrees as well. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the exciting bit now, the front four, where the strength of the team is, our attacking players. Because if Brentford score 4, we're looking to score 5 in this game. So let's talk about the exciting bits now, the attacking part of the team. Right midfield, let's go. Right midfield, who do you want on that right-hand side against Cardiff? Let us know. Is it Jack Harrison? Is it Luis Sinisterra potentially coming in? Is it Willie Nonto moving to the right-hand side? Is it Brendan Aronson possibly keeping his place from the Villa game? Let us know, guys. Who do you want on that right-hand side against Brentford? Let's see. Cine, Rutter, to be fair, is a shout there, a Flash Clog. Gail Dale says, yeah, it's Cine. It is Cine. That is what you guys want, Cine. I agree with that. If Cine is anywhere near full fitness, he has to start this game. I need to see a Leeds team with Luis Sinisterra and Willie Nonto in the same team. It's an absolute cheat code, potentially, for Leeds United in this second bit of the season, because they are absolutely laughably good, the pair of them. And we need them to basically carry us at this moment in time. So, yeah, I can definitely agree with that on Cine. Let's talk about the number 10. Now, there's already been a few shouts to Jack Harrison. Who is your number 10 for this game? Who is it? Let us know. Is it Jack Harrison? Is it Aronson? Is it Nonto moving back into that position? Let us know in the comments, guys. I would personally go with Harrison. I do think Harrison's form's been good in that position. Obviously picked up a couple of assists. He seems to be more comfortable in that position, certainly than what he is on the right. Let us know. Who are you saying in that number 10 position on Sunday? Carbon Cube is saying Harrison. Greenwood says Batty's Magic Sponge. Yeah, quite a few Harrisons here. Wow, a lot of comments coming in here. Yeah, there is a lot of Harrison love here. As expected. Yeah, I think Jack Harrison's been playing much better recently, to be fair. I will say that. I think certainly since the World Cup, he's been in much better form. Great to see someone from Kentucky watching. Hell yeah, happy to catch you live. Cheers from Kentucky. I'm not sure what time it is, Justin, but big thanks for joining us on this stream. And 118 of you are right this moment in time. So that's fantastic to see. Top quality support, even though I was ridiculously late. But what's 20 minutes between friends? What is 20 minutes between friends? Quite a lot of time, actually. I do apologise for wasting so much time waiting for me to come on the stream. But again, internet let me down this time around. I was not going to let you guys down as well. So let's see. Any of the shouts here so we can stop rambling. Start Harrison. Send Harrison on for the last 20 minutes. Yeah, that's a fair shout. Bremner's Ghost. That's my thinking as well. 2:38 says Justin. 20 minutes is early for Joe. So I pop it, Mr. Joe Wayne. Then that's harsh. That's Steve. That's harsh. I am much worse at being late than Joe Wayne, to be fair. But we both have reputations for being quite late on our streams from time to time. But we have busy lives. We do have busy lives, to be fair to us. So let's talk about the left-hand side. I mean, left-hand side. If it's not Willie Nonto, then if people are saying anything different to Willie Nonto on that left-hand side, then I might have to kick you out of the chat. I'm not being funny. I might have to kick you out of the chat. But surely it's Willie Nonto on the left-hand side. If anyone disagrees, let me know. But it has to be Willie Nonto on the left-hand side. It is a bannable offence if you say not Willie Nonto on the left. Surely it has to be Willie Nonto on the left, people. Let us know. Let us know in the comments. Firpo, says John Shaw's. Let's see. Yeah. Who is Willie Gnonto? Willie Gnonto is the best player in the world at this moment in time, mate. He's the best player in the world at this moment in time, Carl. I know people are going to be silly now, just say like Firpo and Steve Stone and I know like random obscure Leeds wingers and that lot. You know, it's going to be a bit of that, Danny Pugh and people like that. It has to be Willie Gnonto. I know people are going to be silly now. I'm just going to make an executive decision and say it's Willie Gnonto who starts on that left-hand side. Okay, up top. I was only messing, by the way, about the Barry, but you can't possibly not want Willie Gnonto to start on that left-hand side. Yes, this is very true off Robbie. I do certainly see comparisons to Rafinha, and I never thought I'd see that as well. Gnonto, the magician. I totally agree with all of that, guys. I totally agree with all that because he is just magnificent. He is just absolutely magnificent. He is probably the best player in the team at this moment in time, certainly on current form. Yes, it is Willie Gnonto, surely at left back. Not left back. Oh, I think some of the chat's been trolling that much. I've actually just said Willie Gnonto at left back. Willie Gnonto on the left wing in this game, surely, with Jack Harrison in the 10 and Sinisterra on the right. That is exactly what I was thinking as well. Right then, last option. Who starts up front? I would say it has to be Rodrigo, but there is options of Patrick Bamford and Rutter as well, of course. Jorginho Rutter will be able to start this game if he wanted to. Is it Rodrigo up front still for you guys? He's on 14 goals for the season. He is prolific. I think he's been really, really good this season, Rodrigo. I think he's been the most improved player this season for me, Rodrigo. Carl, yeah, a lot of Rodrigo shouts here. I think we can conclusively say John Knox says Bamford and Gnonto. Listen, Bamford is in really good form. He's looking sharp. He's looking confident. He's looking like the Bamford that we all know. Rutter on the bench. Rodrigo starts, says Colin. He's Paddy back in gently. I agree with that as well. Off Pele 10. Rest in peace to Pele as well. I think it's the first live stream I've done since the great man sadly left us. But yeah, it's that is a top username, that one as well. So right, let's. Yeah, this is true as well. You know, keep Bamford for Atkins and Stanley or Boreham Wood. Could be one of the two. Let's wait and see who it is. But I agree with that. Certainly off Charlie Brown. I think the likes of Aronson, Greenwood, Forshaw, etc., Llorente should all start that Atkinson game really. You know, just to keep them getting minutes in the legs as well. Yeah, Bamford and Rutter off the bench second half. All of a sudden we've got too many strikers now. But yeah, no, I agree with that. So yes, we have agreed on Rodrigo. So let me just type this up then. Our agreed lineup for this game is as follows. Bear with me 1 second, guys. So where are we? So we have agreed on Ilan Meslier in goal. Rasmus Christensen at right back. Koch and Verber at centre backs. I still can't believe we've agreed on Junior Firpo. That has amazed me. That obviously Firpo's been picked over Struijk. It has genuinely amazed me, that one, guys. But listen, it's all about results. It's all about results. And to be fair, if you're going off current form, if we're going purely off current form, then yes, there is a shout for dropping Pascal Struijk at this moment in time. I wouldn't do it personally. I think you've probably got that gist already. But I'm amazed. I can feel the comments coming in already about Firpo being put on this starting lineup. But this means he's going to score the winner against Brentford. So who cares? Right, this is the lineup. I'm just typing it all up now, just so you can see on the chat here. This is the preferred lineup for the game. I'm not sure if you can see that right now. If you can, let us know. Hopefully you can now. Can you see that? That is the preferred lineup for this game. Let us know your thoughts on that one, guys. So, Ilan Meslier, Rasmus Christensen, Robin Koch, Max Verber, Junior Firpo, Tyler Adams, Mark Rocker, Luis Sinisterra, Jack Harrison, Willie Gnonto, and Rodrigo up top, with plenty of options off the bench. Listen, there is options off the bench now. We've got attacking depth in this team. Yeah, I mean, listen, Mark, I was not expecting to be talking about Junior Firpo starting this game, so I had to come up with something. I did have to come up with something, to be fair. There is debate, about whether Junior Firpo will still be at Leeds by the end of his transfer window. That has to be remembered as well. I think Real Betis have been linked with him again and returning to that club. So let's see. This is interesting off, Steve. A couple of people have said this, to be fair. They went for Firpo based upon Verba playing. If Coop starts, I'd go with Struijk. There was a bit of a there was a bit of an understanding there. Maybe I'm clutching at straws a little bit, but we'll see. I personally think it will be Matt Pascal and Verba in that back four in some form. But let's see. There's a lot of comments coming in about Firpo. I knew that would be the case. That has really surprised me. I don't often get surprised that much on this channel, but that has genuinely surprised me. That Firpo's been picked in the preferred 11. I've said that a few times now, haven't I? But yeah, we have got depth now. Bamford, Rutter, Aronson, Greenwood. There is attacking depth. Gelhardt, Perkins, Joseph. There is a nice balance between younger players, more experienced players, and players just coming in, new signings and that lot. I like the depth we've got going forward. Listen, Gelhardt might go out on loan. I think that's probably the best move for Gelhardt. To be totally honest with you, I think Wigan have been pretty strongly linked. I think that's almost a done deal, actually. But there is depth, really. There is depth. Certainly in the centre forward spots, in those on the wings as well. Obviously Somerville's come back too, so there is options now. I don't think we're going to have a problem scoring goals, but can we stop conceding goals? That's a different question. But guys, I'm going to leave it there. It's been quite a short on this, but this has been the lineup predictor. I am going to do a preview right now as well, so do stick around on the channel as well. We are going to go live tomorrow at 7 as well. I've got Mr. Sam from LFC Fan Zone 2, so if you do want to check that out as well. But no, actually, you know what? Let's just have 5 minutes. Let's just have 5 minutes right now. Get some questions in, guys. Get some questions. It's been a while since I've done a live. Get some questions in for me that I can debate right now. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Whatever's on your mind about Leeds United right now, let us know in those comments down below, and I'll give you a quick comment on it, because it's been a while since I've done a live video, so I thought, why not? So let's get some comments in. Your thoughts right now on Leeds United. What is that main pressing thing right now with Leeds? John says, we will regret not giving Joffrey game time. I can see both sides of it. But I do ultimately think the Championship, a low move to the Championship, is the best move. I do think that is the case. The likes of Swansea, I think, could be quite a good stylistic fit for Joe Gelhardt. They do play quite expansive football. I'm not as sure on Wigan, but it looks like Wigan is going to be the possible option, based on what we're seeing in terms of in the news today. Let's see. Thoughts on Creswell? Yeah, I think Creswell does need another Championship loan. I think the thing with Millwall is they've got so many established defenders who have been there for a long time already. He started really well. Let's not forget Charlie Creswell. There is clear potential there. But I do think maybe another loan within the Championship could work out really well. Maybe Preston. He is from Preston. Preston, I think are pretty good at developing players on loan from Premier League clubs. They've got a pretty good reputation for doing that. That's just one that came into my head straight away. At Preston, someone like that, someone at the higher end of the table. I do think he's more than good enough. Sunderland maybe is another option. I do think there's options out there. I just think Millwall, they have got some good defenders there. They have got defenders who've been there for a long time, experienced players. Gary Rowett prefers experienced players as well. So, listen, at the time, I thought it was a perfect move. I did think it was a perfect move, Creswell going to Millwall. I thought it'd really suit him, that particular move. But it hasn't quite worked out. Same with Shackleton as well, really. Let's see. Would I stick with Jesse Marsh? He needs a result on Sunday. Simple as that. Simple as that. He needs a result on Sunday. That's all I'm going to kind of say on the matter. He needs a result on Sunday. Because that is a long 2 weeks. If we lose the game on Sunday, that is a long 2 weeks until our next league game. Of a lot of negativity is all I'm going to say. But I will do a bit more of a bigger video on that, because, listen, we've made some signings in the last few weeks. I want to see how them can kind of work out. But right now, Jesse Marsh is certainly a man under pressure. There's no doubt about it. It's 3 wins now from 17. It has to improve. It really does have to improve. But we'll see. He needs a result now on Sunday for me. I think that's a pretty critical for me that he does get a result on Sunday. Let's see. Let's see. I'm just trying to get through all your comments, guys. Quite a few. Okay, right. Aronson's Aronson's a pretty topical debate as well. Yeah, I mean, no, I think he's underperforming right now. I think the Aronson we saw at the start of the season was much more like it. It's a strange one, Aronson, for me. It really is a strange one. I'm not sure he's a 10. It seems a weird thing to say, but I'm not sure he's strong enough on the ball to be a number 10 in this team. When you're in the most congested part of the football pitch, you need to have that upper body strength, that ability to ride the tackle. I just feel like every single time it is a strength thing for me for Aronson. I think there's technical quality there with Aronson, but I think he's going to be better playing maybe a little bit deeper, potentially, where Mark Rocker is, or alongside Mark Rocker, in the midfield three. I think might suit him quite well, or on the right-hand side. I think his best performances for Leeds this season have been on that right-hand side. Yeah, and I think, to be honest, I think Harrison's played a lot better in the 10 role than what Aronson has. So I do think, I think there's an option there to play Aronson deeper. And I think the fact that he's so good off the ball as well, he's so much energy to playing box to box, he could help us in a defensive sense. So it's something that I've thought about for a while. I do think Aronson's a far better player than what we've seen in the last couple of weeks. I do think he needs a bit of time out the team. I really do think that. I think there's a couple of players you could say that about. And I think the fact that no one really suggested to Aronson to start this game on Sunday, even though he probably will, on the basis of Jesse Marsch hasn't dropped Aronson for a league game yet. We'll see. But I think he's a far better player than what he's shown in the last couple of weeks. And I think the World Cup was bad for him. I think confidence-wise, it was bad for him. The fact that he went from being an established starter for America to basically being on the bench every single game and only getting a couple of minutes. And the fact that America played quite well. I think that's probably played a part. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's one of them, Steve. I want to see Drama get minutes. I want us to see us try something different in that back four. I think the fact that we've tried the same back four pretty much every game for the first 20 games of the season and it's not worked says to me we need to change something as well. We do need to change things up a little bit. You play Drama at right back. He's got the recovery pace on the counter. He has looked better for me than Christensen and Ayling. I think his impact on that Cardiff game was good. I'm not going to say, Drama's suddenly the answers to all our problems, but I think it's better to try something different than just stay with the same system, shape, personnel. I do think something could change and should change, at right back potentially. And I do hold the opinion that Robin Koch, alongside a settled back four, is a good player. I do still think that. I just don't think he's the type of centre-back who's going to carry a back four, if that makes sense, like a Ben White did for us or Pontus Jansson. I don't think he's that good that can do that. I think he needs a solid, dependable partner alongside him, like Max Ferber. I think Max Ferber will bring a much more out of Robin Koch in that sense. Let's see. And I do agree with this. To be fair, I think Aronson did make a good impact yesterday, even though the game was pretty much done at that point. This is very true. Bremner's Go saying Aronson needs some extra Sunday dinners with extra Yorkshire puddings and then sometimes put on the weights. Yeah, there's definitely that. I do definitely think it has been probably the toughest thing for Aronson is adapting to that. The physicality of this league. And I do think it's a very general term that, but I do think there is something in it. I think physically he's not quite fully there with this league yet, but there's definitely potential there. And this is fair. I think we did say similar about Somerville. I don't know so much about nobody likes Somerville. I think there was always clearly potential there, but it is something that can be sorted out. I think a bit of time out the firing line in the starting 11, I think could really help Brendan Aronson. But let's see. Any other comments? Yeah, Bamford super sub, absolutely 100%. Yeah, this is very true. I think just go with 6 up front. Imagine Rutter, Bamford, Rodrigo and Nonto in the same lineup as well as Sinisterra. Then you've got Somerville on top of that. Hopefully, Brendan Aronson can refine that bit of form as well. Joffrey Gelhardt can have a good loan. the future is bright, but we have to stay up this season. It's as simple as that. There is a fear that, if we did go down the season, we're developing a lot of players for other teams potentially. We have to stay up this season. Ultimately, we won't go down because of our lack of goals. We'll go down because of defensively. That's the main thing. Our attack, yeah. I'm not sure I'd say it's the best in the Prem, but to be fair, Sean, I'd say it's probably the best of the teams in and around us. I think it's probably a better attack than most teams. You compare it to what Everton are working with, Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth. I think we have got a better attack than them. I think we've got more goals in the team, but it's defensively what we have to sort out. And Sunday feels key to me. It really does feel key to me. And you'll see that on the preview later on when I do upload it. Would I go and get another defender now? It's a hard one. I do see a case for it. I really do see a case for it right now, to be honest. Yeah, I do see a case for it. I'll be totally honest with you. I think there's, I consider it. I would say that. I'm not going to say outright yes, but I'd certainly consider it. Thoughts on the BBC coverage prank? Hilarious, to be fair. It was good. Fair play to Lineker. He did take it in good spirits as well. And we have got an excellent attack. Ellen's Dirty Lead says, we have got an excellent attack. But let's see. So, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Big thanks to you for watching this video. Sorry, I just got a bit distracted there. Make sure you smash that like button if you haven't done already. Hit the subscribe button as well, and we'll have the match preview for this game against Brentford out pretty soon. Hopefully in the next sort of half an hour or so. Although my timings can be quite inaccurate, as you guys already know. Do check it out, guys. It will be on at some point in the channel. Hopefully tonight. Do check it out. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't done already. Hit the like button as well. And I'm going to leave it there, guys. Big thanks for watching. See you later. Cheers, guys.